Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
It's hump day. Good morning, everybody. Just pop that real quick. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It is Wednesday. It's hump day. What up, that chick? Yo. First in the building once more. What up, D-Rob? Craig G. Toronto Riggins. How y'all feeling this lovely Wednesday morning? Yeah. Woo. I was tired, boss. I was really tired, boss. Yo, you know how you have those days where everything is going pretty good, but you've been running so much, you just feel just a little worn down sometimes. Yeah, that will be me this morning. However, I am in good spirits. What up, Monique? I'm in good spirits. Had a long day yesterday. Got in real late last night. Matter of fact, I saw my wife. I walked past her office and I did my Denzel walk, and she acknowledged me, y'all. Oh, yeah, she acknowledged me, y'all. So I appreciate all the support. But then I basically made about 4 phone calls, got some business taken care of, and I went and laid down thinking I was going to wait till she got there, but I was gone. I didn't see her until this morning when I woke up. And guess what? Now she's about to be out the door herself. So we be 2 ships passing in the night sometimes. But that's how it is when you on purpose, when you on your journey, when you are working according to your mission plan. All hands on deck, and we making things happen around here. So for those of you who don't know me, which I think everybody in the chat does, but for anybody who might be just passing by, my name is Jamon. I am a certified parent, fatherhood coach. I am not a licensed psychologist, therapist, or chiatrist. However, I have lived a lot of life and I've made a whole bunch of mistakes, and I've figured out how to turn some things around in my own life. And welcome to Morning Motivation, where we are building community, expanding our thoughts, and getting our day started on the right foot. That was a mouthful, but you guys catch the point. So this week, last week, we've been dealing with confidence, and we've seen a bunch of examples of what good confidence looks like. We've seen good examples of mastery, how to be considered an expert in certain spaces. We've seen all these examples of it. And so today, I want to go one step further and give you some practical tips on how to generate confidence. And the thing is, most of us, on the surface level, we do not struggle with confidence. We don't struggle pulling it together when we need to pull it together. We don't. It's a weird thing that we can be down in the dumps or just feeling bland. And then one thing happens and it turns that whole paradigm around. And now we're feeling more confident. Somebody calls us and asks for some advice. Something happens out of the norm and it basically supercharges us. So the question is, how do we stay there? How do we get there on demand? How do we get there on command? Well, I want to start with a clip this morning. And I guess got to say, ladies, this is what guys are afraid of largely in the whole dating market, in the whole dating space. We're terrified of this because we see it so much now because of social media. But I want to share a clip with you. And I'm not going to play the audio, so it's going to be a video only. But you'll catch the drift when I see it because we're talking about confidence. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this piece in here and pay attention. This is a makeup transformation. And this lady, I'm not sure how old she is, but she is slathering on all that foundation. Now she's doing it to a song, which is why she's doing it so fast. But y'all see this foolery right here? Did y'all see that foolery? You got this lady. Now, I'm not saying she's a bad looking lady, but I'm just saying the transformation is amazing. Straight catfish. Straight catfish. I don't know what this lady's confidence level is like. I don't know what she's on. I don't know what she got going on. But what I will say, what up, positive self-talk? She like The Exorcist, right? But what I will say is she was being extra in the beginning because she knew she was doing a transformation. But if you would see this lady in Target, Walmart, just somewhere in the mall, if you would see her somewhere in the mall, she might be keeping that same energy. She might be. Who knows? But one thing I do know is she was proud of that after. It didn't look like a false bravado. She was faking it a little bit in the beginning. She was just, and she was being all extra. You know how people do when they got a little insecurity. They'd be a little extra. But in the end, you could see the confidence in her eyes because she knew she did that thing. Yeah, the before and after. Yo. Brick by brick is in the building, y'all. What up, B? How you doing, sir? How are you doing? Glad to see you. I'm sorry you had to come in and watch that transformation. Because I know a lot of guys, when we out in these streets, man, especially we're single and we're dating, D-Rob, hey, bro, keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on the swivel, D-Rob, because, bro, they out there, bro. And I find it interesting. A lot of times, at least the guys in my circle, I can't speak for every guy across the country, but the guys that I deal with, when we have our private conversations, when we just having just that fellas time, when we just chilling, and we start talking about the ideal female, the ideal woman that we want to deal with, one of the things that we always say is we want to know what we're getting when we meet you. We want to see the authentic person. We don't care much about, the big floppy lashes. I told y'all the story. Girl dried my eyeballs out, with her lashes flashing. Her eyelashes flashing so hard. I'm a man. Say you meet him without the makeup. Yes. I'm a man. I like natural hair. I'm okay with a perm. I'm okay with some braids. I don't even mind a lace front if it's like a special occasion, we going out. But just regular, everyday living, I prefer the ladies in my life to be as natural as possible. Because if you start out on 10 and every day is your 10, and then a special occasion comes, where you going? What's the next level? What's the next level? So now you got to have a $85,000 purse, or you got to have all the accessories. Got to be super expensive now because you maxed out every day because you caked in makeup all the time. And no shots out to people who live that life, but I'm just saying the guys in my circle, we generally tend to like our ladies, a little bit, more as mostly natural as possible. Few little pieces here and there, it's cool. It's all good. No problems, no worries. Just every day, I want to know what I'm getting, because most times when you leave the house, ladies, you leave the house and you dress, you looking good, and you go give that to the world all day long. But then when you come home, we getting the bonnets, we getting the little greasy bathrobe, overthrow, whatever. We don't get that best version of you. So the world get it, but we don't get it. Anyway, that's an aside. We're talking about confidence. And sometimes what gets people into the trouble with the fake it till you make it lifestyle, with the fake it till you make it living, is that they're trying to paint the outside. They're trying to adorn the outside, and they're not working on the inside. So this whole series is talking about working on that inside piece so that you can go out and be fully confident regardless of what situation you find yourself in. Regardless of the situation you find yourself in. And I think I've told y'all this story as well. My homeboy's wife, her car broke down while she was taking the kids to school. I think it was more of a flat tire, not so much a breakdown. D-Rob said, bonnet and big t-shirt, my weakness. Yeah, it's your weakness for the first 6 months. And then when she going out that door looking good for the work husband, for the people at the office, and she coming home with that same old t-shirt and that bonnet, bro, I'm telling you that it gonna change a little bit, bro. Gonna change just a little bit. You can be like, can you at least get a new t-shirt? Can we get a bonnet? Can we wash the bonnet this tonight? So it's about to go down. Now, see, I come from the era. Y'all remember, what's my girl? Adina Howard? Yeah. That t-shirt and them pants? Yeah, boy, we know. I know all about it. Used to be my thing too, but I'm going to tell you, bro, you want to change that thing up a little bit. That work husband getting the red bottoms, getting the long curly, the smell goods, the fresh smell goods, the fresh energy, the first thing in the morning. Good morning. Hey, beauty, you looking great today, baby. You looking, oh, thank you. So about the merger we were talking about, but let's talk over lunch. Okay. Oh, man, I've been a work husband, y'all. I know. I am not a work husband now. I'm just saying, in my past, I've been a work husband. I keep forgetting, man, the sisterhood. I don't want y'all to jump on me this morning. I barely got out of yesterday alive, so I'm going to start slow today. I'm going to start slow today. And work husbands is a real thing, man. It's a real thing. It's more real than a work wife. Y'all know why that is? Why is the work husband more real a thing than the work wife? That chick, yo, says stiff arm out my face. You better get that D-Rob spray. Move back, heifer. I got your lunch. My husband coming. Oh, man. But that's exactly why the work husband is realer than the work wife. Because as a guy, if somebody was to be considered my work wife, well, guess what? I have no say in what that relationship becomes, if it stays fully platonic or if it goes to the next level. But if a woman considers you her work husband, remember, ladies, y'all control access to sex. And if you getting dolled up, you in your Sasha Fierce mode, And these dudes are eating out of your hand. They're powerless against your wiles. And you can do whatever you like for the most part. Men, we don't have that luxury. We can come in, we can smell good, we can look good, but end of the day, we still going home to, work on our car or whatever we do, fish or whatever. We don't have no control over that. But anyway, that's not the point of today's show. No, hey, look, no. Nope. I have no power. I am powerless. Nobody considers me their work husband. Not at all. Not at all. Anybody who might consider that, they probably over 80. Okay. That's not helping. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. All right. So we're talking about confidence. My bad, boo. Monique said, I don't play those type of games. As well you shouldn't. As well you shouldn't. But confidence is attractive, man. Confidence is it's very sexy. It's when you see some guys, it's okay, like for me, on any given day, I know I dress down as often as possible. Some would even say I dress like I'm a blue collar kind of business casual dress. I could install cable for Spectrum. I could be doing home inspections. The way that I dress typically, it's dressed up a little bit, but not really. It's almost uniform-ish. I ain't gonna need to touch that. I'm gonna leave that sugar mama alone. So, but yeah, it's kind of a business casual, just maybe a half step below. But let me tell y'all, when I throw on that suit, that jacket, that tie, that blazer, it's just something about the look of it that elevates my energy. It elevates the attention that I receive. It elevates my thought process. So there is something to that. It's something to that. And that's also going to be one of the tips today. Self-image. When you have a good self-image, when you can look in the mirror and say, boy, they about to be in trouble today. Your boy looking good. When you walk in the room and all the heads turn and look at you, yeah. Ladies, I know y'all experience that all the time. When you walk into a room and it's maybe not a full room, but half the room turns and looks your way, and you see the girls whispering a little bit, and you see the guys kind of like, okay, I see you. Tell me that don't give a little spike to the adrenaline, to the confidence. You just feel better. Because you left the house knowing you was looking good. So you expect it. Self-image plays a major role in doing it. But also, even without dressing, if you perceive yourself to be on this level, if you perceive yourself to be a high quality, high standard person, you physically fit, you mentally good, that's what we call a positive self-image. So it don't matter what you really have on. And this is what I started seeing yesterday. There was times in my past when I would look in the mirror and I just did not like what I saw. And so no matter what I put on, it was still, We all know the stories of a lot of very rich and wealthy people. And you never know they were rich and wealthy. But they walk around, they confident, they ain't bothering nobody, they minding their business, they speak up when they need to speak up, they're easy to understand. And then you find out later they were worth millions. They didn't drive no flashy cars. But they had a very positive self-image because they've won in a lot of areas in life. They're happily married. Their kids love and respect them. They're pillars of their community. But they're not super flashy. They wear old suits and, they're not keeping up with the latest fashions. Monique says, had a crazy ex-Marine male boss. He was crazy because I didn't do the craziness. Kay says, being a tenderoni does have its perks. Kay, what you know about, girl? All right. For y'all don't know, Kay is one of my sisters. And all I know is, y'all thought I was about to dig a hole? All right, Kay. My shovel's sitting outside. You want to swing by and grab it, feel free to. Because you about to start digging it. Hey, Pinehurst, the name alone tells me, if you live in the vicinity of Pinehurst, oh, you probably working with something. That's where one of the biggest golf tournaments in the country is every year. And they dress so low key. They have happy, stable lives and families because they have a very positive self-image because they've put the work in. They've had a lot of success. They figured it out. And they don't feel the need to impress anybody. That's that inner peace that we often speak about. That's the inner peace that we all talk about. That self-image is amazing. And I've had so many experiences with just the women that I either worked around or I met just out and about, but then I would see them in their natural environment. Bruh. I would see them on a Saturday morning, run into the store real quick, and I would take a double take because I'm like, she looks just like such and such. And then once either she speaks to me or she runs from me because she realized she ain't got her makeup on. I'm like, yo, ladies, why some ladies be doing that to themselves? I'm just curious. And who are they doing it for? Are they doing it for themselves? Are they doing it for men? Or are they doing it for other ladies? I'm so confused on that. Woo, positive self-talk says, I have to work with a doctor who makes 7 figures, but looks like they are homeless. Exactly. Exactly. So that's the move right there. Then no one asks you for money. Yeah. Because, I mean, if you think about it, most of the high-priced things that we buy, we do it for attention most of the time. We don't just like certain vehicles. We like them. They're comfortable. But it's the perception that comes with it. Like I talk about my one of the most self-confident people, at least on the outside, that I know is a brother of mine. I'm gonna just say brother of mine because I got a couple of them. But this guy, one day you might see him in a custom Mustang that's gorgeous, muscle car. The next day you might see him in an old beat up pickup truck. The next day you might see him in a little Honda Civic, and all his. But his confidence isn't shaken from car to car. When he comes out, he's always dressed above the level of, or at the level or above where everybody is at that he's going to. He's always about his business. He's always hustling. He don't feel the need to impress anybody. That's a healthy self-image. A healthy self-image. And as long as I've known him, he's always been that way. But we all know nobody's perfect. We all have our insecurities. We all do. And one of the leading causes of that is that belief in ourselves. We talked about self-efficacy the other day. The belief in your own ability to overcome a situation, to endure something for a long period of time. Your belief in yourself to succeed in whatever environment you find yourself. is that internal knowing that whatever comes, I can make it. And a lot of people, they will lean into church, their faith. They will lean into the other people that they've been on journey with, because if for those of you who actually know me personally, anything that I do, you can look at it and say, that's what I expected of him. That's not what I expected of him. Because he did that, that inspires me to want to go do this too. Or because he did that, you know what, I'm going to stay away from it. Those role models, those guideposts that we have in our life. And it's not an age. You know, you could have a 65-year-old person admiring a 35-year-old person that's doing the thing, and they have regret, like, man, I wish I would have done more of that. This person is truly living their life. I didn't believe in myself. And so what you'll find is that older person will come down and get that knowledge. Yo, keep going. Live your life. Get all you can get out of it. Because when you get my age, you don't want to look back with regrets. Number 3, past successes. Past successes. If you've had past successes, and if you've lived, 10 plus years as an adult from 18 to 28, there are some successes that you've had on your own as a fully grown adult. There are some struggles you've had to come through. There are some things you've had to overcome. There are some certifications that you had to get, some education you had to go through. And so this little thing combined with this next little thing, combined with this next little thing, now before you know it, you got what we call momentum. You got things stacking in your favor. And the past successes, honestly, they inform you of what you're capable of, who you are. What can't you do if you've been through all of these things? If you survived this, if you made this, what can't you do? What can't you do? In the church, we're talking about self-efficacy, believing in yourself. They said, if God be for me, who can be against me, right? So you find the thing that gives you the most strength, the thing that you've leaned on in the past. For some of us, it is education. For some of us, it is faith. And faith has gotten me through. I might not have known all the answers. I may not have had all the resources, but I believed. I prayed. I meditated. And the answer was given to me. The resources came. And if it happened then why can't it happen now? Did I tell y'all about the time I was stranded in Korea and I found that money on the ground that wasn't there before I looked, and I came back to the same spot and it was there? Did I tell y'all about that? I can't remember. I shared. We have so much story time here. I don't remember if I shared that or not. But those past successes, those positive experiences and achievements, they matter and they add up. They add up. That Yo says remind us. Okay, so this is during the time when my first child was born. My first child was born, and I won't even give you all the stuff around it, but let's just say I flew into Korea. I got a ride to base, but I had no money. I was broke. I didn't have enough money for a bus ticket to get back to my base. I didn't have enough money for housing or a hotel stay at this little hostel. And I had 3 bags. I had a duffel bag, a suit carrying type bag, and a backpack. And I'm walking up and down the street from the bus terminal to this little hostel that soldiers stayed in, and there was no room at the end. No room. Oh, maybe this requires a little. A little story time music. Oh, some chill vibe. Let's do that. And so I'm walking back and forth up and down the street. And then I put my bags down against the bus station doors. And I remember my mom telling me, God won't take you nowhere he can't keep you. So I'm walking in this parking lot and I'm praying. And I'm like, because I'm in trouble because I'm late. Technically, I could almost be considered AWOL. But I also left. I went over my commander's head to his boss. And you know that they said open door policy, but that never goes over well. And so I'm stressed. I'm mentally stressed. I'm physically tired because I've been on a flight and I really can't rest. I'm constantly walking. And I'm walking around this parking lot. And I would get to each corner of basically not each corner, but I would get to a section of the parking lot and I would just stop and I would just say another prayer. And I'd just walk around a couple times and I get to the next space and I stop and I pray. And I'm just like, God, if you get me out of this situation, what? I'll never do it again. Oh man, I won't be so hard-headed. You just help me get through this situation without getting kicked out the army, losing rank or what have you. And so I make this third little trip around this parking lot before I'm getting ready to go back to the hostel. And I stop and I look down and I'm praying, but then I look up to the sky. And I would say I felt a little bit better, but I think it's because I just got some air into my lungs because my head was down the whole time. And when I looked down again, there was a $20 bill laying at my feet. So I immediately stepped on it because I didn't want the wind to blow it away. And I ain't want nobody to say, hey, I dropped my money. Wasn't nobody else in that parking lot. Everybody else was at home where they should have been. And I can't sit here and say that God materialized $20. I can't say that. But what I can say is I had walked that parking lot for over an hour. There was no money on the ground. Matter of fact, the parking lot was clean. I would have seen it from afar. That's how clean it was. But somehow or another, that money was there. And so that past success has told me that things are gonna happen. I just gotta take one step at a time. I gotta do my part. And I gotta have faith that things are gonna work out. That things are gonna be what they're gonna be. And that I'll find my way through it on the backside. So I have confidence. I have supreme confidence in life when I walk through life. Because I know as long as there's still breath in my body, I still got a chance. I got a shot. Now, can I go be a running back for the Carolina Panthers or anybody else? Nah, those dreams are gone. Because some dreams do have an expiration date. But that don't mean I can't go be as successful somewhere else doing something else. So whatever comes, I'm going to figure it out. But anyway, that's past successes. Past successes. So the first thing we talked about was self-image. The second thing was self-efficacy. And the third thing was past successes. The fourth step is positive feedback. This is the validation that I always talk about. Sometimes you need to hear that you're doing a good job. And you need to be around people who don't withhold that information from you. People who readily volunteer the good things that you did, or i.e. give you your flowers. It's not conceit. It's not ego or arrogance to want to know how you are perceived. It's called feedback. It's called a review. The only problem is, ladies, sometimes as men, we get punished for giving feedback if it's not of the positive kind. So what we do is we stop giving any feedback just to keep the situation what it is. So sometimes you might be in a relationship and you don't feel like your partner really encourages you enough or supports you enough or edifies you enough. And you got to go asking for all these things. And even when you ask, they give you half answers. So at some point, you start to feel like they're not really that into you. Things have changed. They don't see you the same way. And it's nothing worse than if you already have insecurities and then you're not getting the validation that you're looking for. That creates a lack of confidence. And I've met many a young lady in my day, and my wife knows this. This is probably one of the biggest complaints I get from anybody I'm in a relationship with, because I believe in giving people their flowers. Just give it in there. But what is the right tone? What is the right tone though? Is it a holding of the hand? Is it a hug and we say it, or do we say it while we eating, or are you even asking us when we in a good place to even give it in a good tone? It's so many pieces to that. So I think at first it just needs to be a conversation. Hey babe, how do you receive feedback? How do you receive feedback? When is a good time to even ask for that feedback? If you are 30 minutes late for an event you're supposed to been at, and he's sitting on the couch frustrated, and you come in and say, hey babe, how does this look? It looks great. What do you mean it looks great? It looks great, baby. All right, come on, let's go. It looks good. Come on, let's go. Well, no, I don't think you mean that. Not that I've had that experience, but I know some people who have had that experience. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to it. It's a lot to it. And sometimes we're in our own heads so much, and we're thinking about what we need. We don't see the other person and what they may be struggling with. They may have some anxiety. They might not even be in a good mood to start with. Yeah, you go, yo. Check-in dates, but read the room. There you go. Body language. If he's sitting on the couch and he's sitting back and he's on the counter and he's sitting there tapping his fingers on the table and looking at his watch, that's probably not the best time to get validation from him, because he's probably not going to be in the best place to give it. See, that's my point, ladies, right there. D-Rod hit the nail on the head. So at this point, we staying home and having noodles. But ladies, I also want to tell you though, if we just don't like something, anything else that you wear, you look good in it. You really do. We're not capable most times to give you the feedback that you really want, because we see you and we just like, yep, oh, that look good. I can't wait to get that off. I mean, the truth be told, oh, you look good, babe. I can't wait to pull it off for you. You look good. Mm-hmm. We ain't even looked at the earrings. We ain't seen how the shoes and the belt match, the purse. We ain't seen none of that stuff. We just see you in that dress and we see all them things sitting up there and them things that be poking, and we just like, okay, all right, this is gonna be a quick night. And we gonna get back to here and get back to the after show, the after party. But anywho, let's go. Let's keep it prep. Let's keep it pushing. Positive feedback does enhance. It does boost a person's confidence. I know, my bad, Mo. My bad. But we dudes, we're really not that complicated. We really are not. We really are not that complicated. We don't really see as finely detailed as you ladies see. And that's why we need you, because we don't see certain things. We'll miss the whole forest because this is one tree standing in the way. And there's a little tiny path going past us that you can put us on that path. But we trying to get our ass to chop the whole doggone tree down because it's in the way. All right, number 5, preparation and competence. especially if we're drinking. Yay, man. Preparation and competence. We already talked about competence. Okay, D-Rod, here we go. He said, lucky if we make it home, baby. Well, hey, D-Rod, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't know how it is out in Texas, but out where we live, there's a lot of activities happening. And they do look in parked cars. So just, if you come to the Carolinas, find you somewhere to go. You'll be on the news. You'll be on the news around these parts, bro. You know, we Texas, you know, we all in the South. We all in the South. But some cities in the South, they got a strong wedgie and they ain't trying to remove it. But preparation and competence, man, it's nothing like being well prepared. If you have an event, you have something you're training, you're doing, you got a meeting that's coming up, and you have to give a presentation. There's nothing more that gives you more confidence than being prepared. And I mean well prepared. You know the material like the back of your hand. Now, there's still going to be some nervousness if you don't like speaking in front of others. But because you know the material, it gives you a little bit more confidence. And then the first question that's asked, it gets easier. Then the second question, then the third question. Next thing you know, you rolling. Well, look at here. Somebody said you just got to know the right spots. Ma'am, is there like a guide for these spots, or you just find them on your own? How do we know of such spots? Inquiry minds would like to know. Is there a website you can go to find good parking spots for this kind of activity? Hey, hey, everybody got ring cams, man. you be in somebody's bank material. You knew she was gonna say it, huh? You know what, Mo? You know, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Lord knows I do. And I try not to take secondhand information. But I'm starting to see that some things might have been true here. Okay. So, no other comment? Oh, she did get stuck looking at the stars. It was the stars, huh? Oh, man, y'all wow. Y'all wow. But preparation gives you that it gives you a solid foundation to stand on. It really does. It really does. It gives the people that's listening to you, the people that's following you, it gives them confidence also. Yeah, she got some stories. Okay. You know, we like story time around these parts. And it boosts confidence. And then the more prepared you are, the more confidence you have. And whatever happens, you know what you're doing. And so if all else fails, if 10 people show up or 10,000 people show up, no matter how nervous you are, you can still perform because you have the preparation and you have the confidence. You know what? Okay, wait a minute. Did the car catch fire or was that? Oh man.
He is the one.
She is the one. Oh man, my face was like, wait a minute, what did I just see? Oh man, yeah, we gotta hurry up and get to some of these private sessions so we can have some serious story time. Oh man. Okay, but number, what we at? 6? Yeah, 6. mindset and attitude. Like, mindset's a shot right now. And it's a whole lot of inside joke happening, but I read between the lines really well. I do read between the lines really well. But mindset and attitude, having a positive mind or a optimistic mind also contributes to confidence. Also contributes to your confidence. Because it dictates how you approach challenges, how you approach the task at hand. And as a leader, whether you're a parent, whether you're a manager, an entrepreneur, or whatever profession that you're in, when you have a positive mindset and a positive attitude, people are more willing to follow you. Because positivity does project a level of confidence. So if you just change the way you perceive a problem and you change the way that you address a problem, it definitely gives off that confidence. Number 7, we've actually already talked about, which is basically body language. How you stand, how you walk. Like many times you'll see people with their arms crossed. Matter of fact, my book cover, I'm standing with my arms crossed. You know why I was standing with my arms crossed? Well, one, because I didn't know how to pose. I've never been one to be in front of the camera too much. But I was nervous. And when we get nervous, we want to protect ourselves. So the natural instinct is to cross our arms. It shows tension. It shows we're maybe even trying to protect our heart, protect the vital organs. But normally when somebody is more open, they're more inviting. They're more positive. They bring better energy when they're open to you. Try having a conversation with a person that's closed off. That conversation is going nowhere. But a person that is an open book, or at least willing to address whatever topics, you can get way more done. Body language matters. How you stand, how you sit, it all matters. If you slouch a lot of times, most people can read into that either you have nothing else going on, or you have maybe some low self-esteem. You're not aware of who you are. You may not be ready to take this promotion at work because you're always sitting and you're always slouching. And instead of projecting confidence, it's projecting apathy. You don't really care. But if you sit at the edge of your seat and you alert, if somebody's speaking and you taking notes and you looking them in their eyes and you looking down, you taking notes and you nodding their head, or you're nodding your head and they see it, you speak into that person through your body language, because they say this person is tracking. Okay, what is this person over here doing? Oh, this person is just three seconds from falling asleep. It's all body language, and we read it every day without realizing and even interpreting it. Maybe we'll do something one day on body language, and we'll have some different postures and stances and really kind of dig into what they actually mean. Because as a speaker, it's my business to really understand body language. Because when I'm on stage, I need to know if what I'm saying is resonating with the intended audience. Like there's four types of learning styles. There is visual, there's auditory, which is hearing, there is kinesthetic, which is basically reading, writing. Some people need to read, some people need to write. And it's one more, I was only 3. Auditory, visual, kinesthetic, and I don't know, it slips my mind right now. But there are 4 styles. And so as a speaker, when I'm on stage, I pay attention to how many people are taking notes. I pay attention, some people need statistics. And so I make sure in all my presentations that I have statistics. I have parts where they have to write something. I make them read from the presentation. I have video clips for them to watch. In most of my presentations, when I'm going to doing workshops or things, I put all 4 of those elements in every presentation to give everybody a piece that they may be missing. Because we can relate to it all, but there's one that rings more truer to you. And I do that by reading body language. I find out who was which by the body language. When I put a stat up, the statisticians, they'll really dive into it. They'll be really intent. They'll see the numbers, and you'll see them kind of working math out in their heads. Okay, I got you. The people that's visual, they leaning forward in their seats and they ain't looking. They ain't taking not one note. But the one that's auditory, they kind of sit back and they kind of relax a little bit and they look around. Sometimes they might even be doodling on their paper. But understanding body language makes you more confident because I know this person is this. So then when I come back and I crack a joke, I know the person that's auditory, they going to catch it first. Because the one that's looking at stats, he might be a little bored at this moment. The one who's taking notes, they too busy taking notes and they writing the joke down instead of listening to the joke. But the one that's auditory, they crack that smile first. And I said, I see you. All right, I know who I'm talking to now. Number 8, resilience. Resiliency is simply the ability to bounce back. The ability to bounce back. That is one of the most precious gifts that a person can have, resiliency. Because nobody gets out of this life unscathed. We're all going to have challenges. We're going to have things that knock us off kilter. We're going to have people that's going to upset us, situations that we can't control, that's interfering with our life. And then there's things we do, and we got to suffer those consequences. But the ability to bounce back is a superpower. It is a superpower. Not staying in a place. I have a 24-hour rule with feeling my emotions. Most of you know that already. But whenever there's something popping up in my life, it might knock me off balance for a few minutes. It might throw me just way off because I was trying to go east and it's taking me west. I give myself 24 hours to feel whatever I need to feel to get over it and get back on schedule. Most times now, it takes me a couple hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours, sometimes 30 minutes, depending upon what it is. Because sometimes we don't have the luxury to wait 24 hours to make a decision on something. We have to move in the moment. And even then, you meditate, you go off by yourself for a couple seconds, you think about it, you clear your head, you weigh your odds, and you said, okay, worst case scenario, this is what's gonna happen. And this will be the fallout. Can I deal with that fallout? Best case scenario, this happens, everybody's happy and there's no fallout. Okay, I can live with the worst case scenario, but let's hope for the best. And you go, you make your decision and you live with what happens. That's resiliency. Number 9, social support. That's what we're doing here right now. Family, friends, the people that levitate around our circle. Social support. That's affirming us. That's validating our existence. We're able to bounce ideas off of them and get feedback. Encouragement. You're doing the right thing. Keep going. That's one of the reasons why I look in the chat so much. One, because we're still small enough now that I can look in the chat and I can see everybody's comment. And it's affirming to know that, okay, you guys understanding what I'm saying, you feeling what I'm saying, or you got questions. And so now I get to clarify some things. And the hardest thing, I'm going to be honest with you, is in this environment, I can't see anybody. I just see myself, literally, or the lens that I'm looking into. And so if I look over in the chat and there is no comment, there's no nothing, my next step is I look at the back end data for YouTube to say, is my stream still going? Did I get disconnected? Because nobody's saying anything. So I don't know if what I'm saying is you feel like it's BS or is impactful. So it was a guessing game. But because I've done it so long, I'm not as worried about if it's how it's perceived in the moment, because I understand some of us are doing other things as well. And so we can't pick up our phones or text or say what we really think because it's just so much. I get that. So because I have a certain level of confidence, I just keep going. And then if I start seeing the numbers drop off and I say, okay, I done pissed everybody in the whole room off today, so everybody's out. And then how I know? The next day, people show up. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't too bad. But social support is so critical in our life. And the last thing, obviously, is goal setting. Setting goals, realistic goals, things that we can work toward, and then actually achieving those goals, having those dreams turn into reality. That's a confidence booster, man. When I open my garage in the morning and I walk out, I take that first deep breath and the air is fresher. It's crisper because it's my air. I'm paying for this air. Nobody can send me a letter and says, hey, we changed our mind. We want the air back. No, it's mine. I've bought it. I'm a homeowner now. Goal accomplished. I feel differently when I fill out forms, applications, or whatever, and they say, hey, do you own or rent? Oh, yes, I own now. Check. And the weirdest thing is because I'm a homeowner, banks look at me more favorably now. So I qualify for higher things, better interest rates than I did previously because they see me now as a member of the community. I'm not flighty. I've invested in this in something, and I'm going to be there. Baby said facts. Yeah, right. The air it smells differently around the house. We hop in the car and drive off. It's like, I just left my house. And we on the way home. I'm heading home. It's different, and that increases your confidence level. It increases your confidence level. And so basically, that's been the 10 steps to creating confidence in your life. And you can do any of these right now. I'm going to go back through the list just for a recap. That was self-efficacy, self-image, past successes, positive feedback, preparation and competence, mindset and attitude, body language, resilience, social support, and goal setting. D-Rod, bruh. I am very happy to be here. It smells so different. Those 10 steps. But I also have one more little bonus thing for today. Some I found on TikTok as well. And it's dealing with confidence through neuroscience. The young lady who did it, she did a really good job, I thought, and it's worth a share. So I think we can hear this vibe. I don't think there's music. If I mute it real quick, then that means it was some music in there. Alrighty. Oh wait, you know what? Do. Oh, I got you. I did something wrong. Let's run that back.
extreme confidence using neuroscience. In order to have extreme confidence, you need to believe in yourself, and that's easier said than done. But research shows that believing in ourselves actually helps us focus, increases productivity, and gets us closer to our goals. And so the first and maybe most obvious way to wire confidence and self-belief into your brain is to check the way you're talking to yourself. If you're not talking to yourself like you are your own best friend and biggest cheerleader, I would start. The second thing I did to wire my brain for confidence is mirror work and affirmations.
First thing she says, talking to yourself like you your own best friend. Put a 1 in the chat if you talk to yourself like you your own best friend. Because I do struggle with that. Because I don't come from a history of doing that. And so even though I know better, I still catch myself slipping back into old habits. But talking to yourself, praising yourself. If you look good today, telling yourself, boy, girl, woo, hey man, you're going to have to beat them off with a stick today. I'm about to get my heifer spray out. Heifer be gone. One is, D-Rod. Hey, D-Rod, I know you stay on 1,000 every day, bro. That's what yo say, 1-ish. Yeah, I feel you on that one. In the truck too. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. All right, number 2, she said mirror work and something else. What was it?
Positive self-talk is hard. Practicing affirmations every single day actually helps rewire your brain to make it easier to talk to yourself kindly. Positive affirmations also activate the reward centers of the brain and increase dopamine. And practicing them in front of the mirror helps your brain associate the dopamine and the positive kind words with the image of you, which boosts.
So, in case you missed it, mirror work, and this is one thing that I did. I used to do it, but I forgot to put the two together. Mirror work along with the affirmations. So you saying your affirmations, but you saying them as you looking at yourself in the mirror. That's the secret sauce to it. That's the secret sauce to it. You're now connecting the two. You're putting those words and you're hearing those words that you're speaking, but you're looking at yourself when you do it. You're imprinting them onto yourself.
Your self-confidence and will help self-image as well. If positive affirmations aren't for you, motivational videos on YouTube are great too. I used to do that as well. And last but certainly not least is to actually get outside your comfort zone and do things that you're not
do things that you're not confident in. You've never done before. Things that scare you. Doing some hard stuff and succeeding. Yes, Monique. I write on my mirror. Yeah, I used to do the same thing. I love that. Good stuff. But doing some hard stuff and succeeding, it gives you an incredible confidence boost. I mean, an incredible confidence boost because it now becomes part of your past successes. It's something that you can look back into your repertoire and say, I did that. I did that. And if I did that, if I made it through that, this next thing, it ain't gonna be no problem. It might be stressful. It might require a lot of energy from me. But if I overcame that right there, if I succeeded right here, if I graduated with this, or if I barely got out there, I still got out there. What do they call the worst GPA in a graduation class? Graduate. It don't matter how well you got over sometimes, because sometimes life got in the way and you just had to figure it out. You had to drag yourself across the finish line, but you did it. You did it. So whether it's sticky notes, whether it's writing on the mirror, whether it's saying them in the car, rewire their brain, because you are truly awesome. You are truly amazing. You are worthy and worthwhile. You are qualified to do anything that you set your mind to. And if you're not qualified, you are able to go learn and get the qualifications needed. It's who you are. It's what you've always done. So make sure that you're mentally fit. Make sure that you're physically fit. Get around great people that support and edify you, and you in return do the same thing. Love what you see in the mirror. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Stay resilient. Believe that you can, and you will. And if you put these principles in practice, you ain't got to worry about all the naysayers, the negative things people bring in your life, because you'll truly be confident. You'll walk around like them old billionaires, unbothered, because you know who you are. You believe in your ability to get things done. And lastly, confidence is sexy. When you're confident, you're going to attract all kinds of people, because people love powerful people. People love confident people. People love people who are secure. And everybody can't handle it, but they love to see it. But when you know who you are, you make better choices. If a person, no matter how attractive they are, how much money they have, what they have going for them, if they can't fit into your life the way it is or the way you want it to be, if you can't fit into what they have going on, you'll love yourself enough to say, no, sir, no, ma'am. And you walk away and you go live your life on your terms, and you'll still be happy, because your confidence is not dependent on somebody else's opinions or thoughts of you, because you already have your own. So, ladies and gentlemen, today has been a great day. Get your cat heifer spray out. Oh, man, it's Health Talk said, man, y'all have a great day no matter what. Y'all be blessed. Definitely see you tomorrow. And until then, it's hump day. Y'all be good. Peace.
Spartans! What is your profession?